The cameras were rolling, the drinks were flowing, and then it happened. Fight night. What was supposed to be another routine love and hip hop gathering turned into an all-out battlefield when Lil Scrappy, Kirk Frost, and young Jock clashed in a way nobody saw coming. This wasn't friendly banter. This wasn't playful shade. This was raw, unfiltered drama that cracked open years of hidden secrets. Whispered betrayals and lies nobody wanted in the light. It started with side eyes. It escalated with words. And within minutes, fists were flying, chairs were flipping, and the entire room was screaming. But the fight wasn't just about the moment. It was about everything bubbling under the surface. Secret business deals, unspoken grudges, and a shocking betrayal that might explain why Lil Scrappy finally snapped, "The internet can't stop buzzing." Who set this fight in motion? Was it Kirk's shady moves behind the scenes? Was it Jock running his mouth about Scrappy's personal life? Or was there an even darker secret that pulled all three into the same explosive collision course? What we know for sure, this wasn't staged, this wasn't scripted. And the fallout has already set the hip-hop world on fire. Friendships destroyed, alliances shattered, okay? And a fight night that fans will be dissecting for months. Because when Scrappy swings, secrets fly. And tonight, everything changed. The night began with laughter, lights, and just enough liquor to make everyone believe the evening would stay playful. But under the surface, tension was brewing like dynamite, waiting for a match. Lil Scrappy, Kirk Frost, and young Jock walked into the same space with smiles on their faces. But their eyes told another story. Scrappy had been quiet for weeks. POSTING cryptic captions on Instagram. Jock had been clowning around as usual, cracking jokes in interviews but slipping in sly comments about brothers who ain't real. And Kirk? He'd been moving in silence, dodging questions and smiling a little too wide whenever Yandi or Rashida brought up loyalty. When they finally sat at the table together, the energy shifted instantly. What looked like another love and hip-hop reunion dinner turned into a slow-burn powder keg. Scrappy leaned back in his chair, jaw tight, barely speaking. Jock grinned but kept his eyes sharp, and Kirk kept fiddling with his phone, avoiding both of their gazes. Then came the first spark. Jock laughed out loud at something minor, then said, "Man, some of y'all act real different when cameras ain't around. Ain't that right, Scrap?" The table fell silent. Scrappy's face froze. The room stiffened. And that's when everyone realized this wasn't a joke. Scrappy slammed his glass down, the ice rattling across the table. "Say what you mean, Jock. Don't play with me." His voice was low, but the edge was razor sharp. Kirk immediately tried to intervene, chuckling nervously. "Come on, man. Don't start no mess. We all good?" But Scrappy turned his gaze on Kirk like a laser. "Nah, see, you stay quiet too much. You know exactly what this clown talking about." The tension thickened. Jock leaned forward, smirking, but his words hit like bullets. "I'm just saying. You can't call yourself loyal when you the one sending texts you ain't supposed to." Gasps shot through the room. Rashida covered her mouth. Yandi's eyes went wide. Everyone whipped their heads toward Scrappy. He went red instantly. "What texts?" Scrappy shouted, standing up now, his chair scraping the floor. JOC pulled out his phone, scrolling, waving it in the air. "Oh, you don't remember? Don't make me show the group chat, dog. Don't make me pull up receipts." Scrappy lunged forward, but Kirk stood up, trying to hold him back. The problem? Kirk's hesitation looked more like guilt than peacemaking. Scrappy noticed it. "See? You know about this, Kirk?" You knew he was running his mouth. The chaos began. Voices rose. Security edged closer. Jock laughed louder, waving his phone like a trophy. Scrappy swung his arm, knocking glasses off the table. Kirk shoved him back, shouting, "Chill out! Don't do this here." But it was too late. Scrappy's fist connected with Kirk's chest, knocking him into the table. Jock stood up, egging it on, yelling, "That's what you get. Keep playing games." Security rushed in, but the damage was already done. Scrappy had flipped a chair, Kirk was cursing and holding his ribs. And Jock was still taunting from across the room. The footage of the brawl spread like wildfire within hours. Fans flooded Twitter with clips. Hashtags exploded. Hashtag Fight Night, LHH. Hashtag Scrappy V's JOC. Hashtag Kirksposed. And the blogs were already digging for details, and then came the leaks. Screenshots started appearing online. A group chat allegedly between Jock, Kirk, and a few other names blurred out. In it, Jock typed, "Y'all know Scrap B out here wildin', right?" "I got proof," Kirk's reply. "Keep that between us. Don't need Rashida finding out." Fans lost their minds. Proof of what? And why was Kirk more worried about Rashida than Scrappy? Another leak followed a blurry photo of Scrappy at a lounge, sitting close to a woman who definitely wasn't Bambi. The caption read, "This the pic Jock tried to use against him." The internet exploded again. Fans debating whether it was real or just another setup. Scrappy's camp stayed quiet, but his silence only fueled the fire. Jock, on the other hand, doubled down. He posted a cryptic Instagram story. "Don't swing if you can't handle the blowback. Receipts on deck." Kirk didn't post at all, and that silence spoke louder than words. By morning, gossip sites had pieced together the story. Jock had been sitting on receipts about Scrappy for weeks, using them as leverage in private conversations. Kirk allegedly knew, but kept it from Scrappy. And when Jock finally hinted at it in public, Scrappy snapped. But the story didn't end there. An anonymous account surfaced on Twitter, claiming to have the full Fight Night footage plus unseen texts between Jock and another cast member. Texts that allegedly revealed the real reason behind chalk shots at Scrappy. The account tweeted, "Friday, midnight. Everything drops. Jock ain't innocent. Kirk ain't either. Scrappy was just the first domino." The internet lit up with theories. Was Jock covering for his own scandal by exposing Scrappy? Was Kirk secretly involved in a scheme that had nothing to do with loyalty and everything to do with money? And why did this anonymous account seem to know so much? Fans were hooked. Memes flew across the timeline. Scrappy photoshopped as a boxer. Jock with a referee whistle. Kirk ducking like a cartoon villain. But beneath the jokes was a real question. What betrayal was hiding behind this fight? As night fell, everyone waited for the next leak. The fight wasn't just about thrown fists anymore. It was about secrets that could blow apart friendships, marriages, and even business empires, because if Jock had receipts on Scrappy, and Kirk had been hiding them, what else was buried under this love and hip-hop battlefield? Friday at midnight, the internet stopped. The anonymous account that had been teasing the full Fight Night story finally delivered. What dropped wasn't just the shaky footage everyone had already seen floating around. It was the unedited cut. The video opened in a dimly lit lounge, long before the fists started flying. Scrappy sat stiff, scrolling on his phone. Jock leaned back, whispering to Kirk, who nodded nervously. Then, clear as day, Jock leaned into Kirk's ear. "If he don't stop acting brand new, I'ma put his business out right here." Kirk laughed awkwardly and muttered, "Man, don't start that tonight." Already, fans were losing it. The uncut footage confirmed what the rumors suggested. Jock came to the dinner ready to provoke. This wasn't some random blow-up. It was a setup. The clip continued. Jock poked at Scrappy over and over, bringing up old relationships, hinting at money problems. Scrappy's patience cracked when Jock said, "At least my wife ain't out here texting other dudes while I'm paying the bills." The room erupted. Scrappy shot up from his chair. Kirk grabbed his arm, trying to calm him, but in the background, you could hear someone, possibly a producer, whisper, "Keep rolling. Don't stop filming." Fans were floored. Was this drama organic? Or had producers known Jock was about to press Scrappy's buttons? Theories spun out of control. Some claimed Jock staged the whole thing for clout. Others accused Kirk of feeding Jock info behind Scrappy's back. But the real bombshell came halfway through the leak. The group chat, the anonymous account posted uncropped screenshots showing Jock and Kirk not only mocking Scrappy, but also discussing his alleged financial troubles. One message from Jock read, "Bro out here acting rich but can't even keep up on the payments. Somebody gonna expose him?" Kirk replied, "Keep that quiet. I don't want Rashida finding out I fronted him some cash." The internet went into meltdown. So this wasn't just about loyalty or relationships. Money was involved. Jock had been holding on to dirt about Scrappy's private life. And Kirk had apparently loaned Scrappy money behind Rashida's back. Suddenly, the fight wasn't just a scuffle. It was about business, betrayal, quay, and secrets Jock weaponized in front of everyone by Saturday morning. Hashtags like #Scrappy setup and number Kirk the middleman were trending. Fans who had initially clowned Scrappy for losing his temper started defending him. He wasn't mad for nothing, they'd been plotting on him. One tweet read, "Another, Kirk always in the background with that fake smile, and now we know why." Meanwhile, Jock tried to spin the narrative. He posted a slick Instagram story. "Y'all love drama. Ain't no secrets, just truths folks don't want to hear." But it backfired. Fans dragged him in the comments, "So you admit you provoked him." Clown energy at an all-time high. Kirk, on the other hand, stayed completely silent. Rashida posted selfies, but her comments were flooded with snake emojis and fans tagging her. "Sis, you see the texts? He out here fronting scrap money behind your back?" Gossip blogs started speculating whether Rashida already knew, or whether this scandal was about to blow up her marriage once again. Then came the celebrity reactions. 50 Cent couldn't resist. He reposted the fight clip with the caption, "LHH got more hands than boxing." "Scrap should have code Jock." Cardi B tweeted, "Messy. But I feel Scrap. Don't play with people's personal life like that." Even Charlemagne Thaw God chimed in on The Breakfast Club, saying, "Jock was dead wrong. You don't dangle another man's private business for entertainment. That's foul." For the first time in years, fans were rallying behind Lil Scrappy as the victim, not the aggressor. But the leaks weren't finished. The anonymous account dropped one more piece, an audio clip. It was Kirk's voice, clear and undeniable. "Jock, you better not let Scrap find out I told you about the loan. He'll lose it." That line alone flipped the internet upside down. So Kirk had been feeding Jock Scrappy's secrets all along. Jock had been using them as ammunition. And Scrappy, he walked into that dinner with two friends who were plotting against him the entire time by Sunday afternoon. The scandal had grown legs of its own. Memes of Jock as a messy auntie circulated. Clips of Kirk looking nervous at the table became reaction GIFs. Fans even started remixing Scrappy's angry outburst into TikTok sounds. But underneath the laughter was something darker. Speculation that Scrappy might walk away from the Love and Hip Hop franchise altogether. Some insiders claimed he stormed off set and refused to return. Others whispered that VH1 producers were thrilled with the chaos, planning to spin this fight into its own storyline. Scrappy himself stayed mostly quiet, only posting a single cryptic message on Instagram. "Not everybody you call brother wanna see you win." The comment section exploded with support. Fans urging him to cut Jack and Kirk off for good. Then, late Sunday night, another twist. A burner account appeared, claiming to be linked to someone in Scrappy's inner circle. The account posted, "Jock ain't telling the whole story. He got skeletons too. Big ones. And Scrap wasn't the only one keeping secrets." The teaser ended with a hashtag. #MondayLeak. Fans erupted again. Could Jock be hiding something even bigger than Scrappy's alleged financial woes? And if Kirk was the middleman in that scheme, what did it mean for his already fragile relationship with Rashida? The suspense was unbearable. Blogs speculated nonstop, insiders whispered about unseen receipts, and fans began picking sides harder than ever. #Team Scrappy trended alongside #ExposeJOC. Well, Kirk got dragged mercilessly, but the real cliffhanger was this. If Jock's skeletons were about to spill, would Scrappy finally be vindicated? Or would the Monday leak take down all three of them in one brutal blow? Because one thing was clear, the fight was just the beginning. The real war was about to start. Monday morning came with a tension so thick you could feel it through the screen. Fans had stayed up all night refreshing their feeds, waiting for the promised receipts. The burner account hadn't posted since its Sunday night teaser. And the silence felt like a ticking bomb. At exactly 11:59 a.m., the internet erupted. The account dropped a thread titled, "The Truth About Jock and Kirk." Fight night was just the beginning. The first post was a screenshot of emails, Jock corresponding with a club promoter. In the emails, Jock allegedly promised to expose Scrap during filming in exchange for hosting gigs and cash. Fans were floored. Jock wasn't just messy for fun, he was monetizing Scrappy's pain. One email read, "Don't worry, I'll make sure this scene goes viral. Everyone loves drama. Pay me after the buzz." But the leaks didn't stop there. The thread continued with photos of Jock at a hotel, and the timestamps overlapped with the night. He was supposedly home with his fiancée. The woman in the photo wasn't blurred, and fans recognized her as a stylist who'd previously been linked to several Atlanta rappers. The betrayal wasn't just against Scrappy Jock's entire household was now dragged into the scandal. Twitter exploded. Hashtag Joke Exposed hit #1 trending in the US. Fans roasted him mercilessly. All that clowning, but your closet messy too. Others sympathized with his fiancée. Sis deserves better. Jock out here selling out his friend and cheating too. Then came the voice note. The burner account posted an audio clip with the caption, "Kirk ain't innocent either." In the recording, Kirk's voice could be heard telling Jock if Scrap finds out you working with them promoters, he gon' lose it. "Just make sure you keep my name out of it. Rashida already on my neck." The implication was clear. Kirk knew Jock was being paid to stir the pot, and he said nothing. Worse, he begged Jock to keep him out of it so his marriage wouldn't blow up again. Rashida's fans went wild. Her Instagram was flooded with comments. "Girl, this man always embarrassing you. Kirk can't go one season without drama." Snake emojis, clown emojis, and hashtags like #free, RASHEEDA covered every post. Scrappy, meanwhile, finally broke his silence. He posted a black screen with white letters. "Told y'all, loyalty over money. That's why I swung." Within minutes, it had over 100,000 likes and thousands of comments backing him up. Fans flipped the narrative entirely. Where once Scrappy looked like the aggressor, he was now the man who'd been betrayed by both of his so-called brothers. But the chaos didn't stop with social media. On Tuesday morning, a popular Atlanta radio show revealed an insider scoop. VH1 executives were considering firing Jock after the exposure of his paid scheme. According to the host, the network didn't mind drama. Being caught staging and profiting off a fight with private business attached was crossing the line. Jock tried to clap back by going live, sweaty and defensive. "Man, all y'all believe some burner account over me? Emails can be fake, photos can be fake. Anybody can edit a voice note. Y'all don't know the truth." But the live backfired horribly. Comments roasted him in real time. Deflection 101. "Where your fiancé at though? Kirk ain't on live defending you, huh?" Jock ended the stream abruptly, only fueling more suspicion. Meanwhile, Kirk remained quiet. Too quiet. Rashida posted a cryptic story. "When people show you who they are, believe them." That single line sent fans into overdrive. Convinced she was finally ready to walk away, by Wednesday, the fallout reached peak chaos. Scrappy hit the studio, posting a snippet of a new track on his IG. "Brothers ain't brothers. When the bag involved, snake smiles turn lethal. When the camera's on." Fans went crazy, flooding his comments with fire emojis. The snippet trended overnight, with blogs predicting Scrappy might turn this scandal into a full music comeback. Celebrities chimed in too. T.I. posted a slick comment. "Respect to Scrap, ain't nothing worse than betrayal from inside the circle. Tamar Braxton tweeted, "This is why I stay to myself. Everybody ain't your friend." Even Funk Flex spun Scrappy's snippet on Hot 97, shouting, "Scrappy speaking facts." But the biggest bomb dropped Thursday night. The burner account posted its final message. A 30-second clip of Jock and Kirk in a meeting with producers, laughing about how easy it was to push Scrap's buttons. Jock could be heard saying, "All I gotta do is bring up that money and he'll pop off." Scrap too emotional. Kirk replied, chuckling, "Good TV though." Ratings through the roof. Fans were stunned. This wasn't just betrayal, it was exploitation. The two men Scrappy, considered friends, had plotted to humiliate him on national TV, laughing about it behind the scenes by Friday. Jock's Instagram comments were locked, Kirk had turned off his DMs, and Scrappy was basking in a wave of public support. His followers tripled in a week. While Jock and Kirk's reputations tanked, the blogs declared at the end of their brotherhood. Headlines read, "Scrappy vindicated Jock and Kirk exposed as betrayers." Gossip channels speculated about lawsuits, possible firings, and even the collapse of certain love and hip-hop storylines. But the most powerful moment came from Scrappy himself. He went live late FridayNight.com and collected, saying, "I've been quiet because I had to let the truth speak for itself. But I'll say this, not everybody who sits at your table is your friend. Some of them just waiting to flip your plate over. Jock, Kirk, y'all did me dirty. But the streets see it now. I ain't gotta throw another punch. The truth hit harder than I ever could." The live ended with Scrappy thanking his supporters and promising to drop his new single by the end of the week. Fans flooded the chat with encouragement, hailing him as the real winner of Fight Night. And just like that, the narrative flipped. Jock and Kirk's betrayal destroyed their credibility, while Scrappy rose from the ashes stronger than ever. The friendships were shattered, the secrets were exposed, and the hip-hop world had witnessed one of the most dramatic implosions in love and hip-hop history. But one question still lingered. If Jock and Kirk were plotting for the cameras, how many other betrayals had been staged behind the scenes? And who would be next to fall when the truth came out? And there you have it. The fight that started with a glass slammed on the table ended with reputations shattered, receipts exposed, and a brotherhood that will never be the same. Jock exposed as a hustler willing to sell out his friend for a paycheck. Kirk caught red-handed laughing behind the scenes while keeping secrets from his own wife. And Scrappy, bruised, but victorious because the truth hit harder than any punch he threw. But if this saga proved anything, it's that the drama is far from over. We already know Jock's skeletons aren't all out yet. Kirk is hiding more than he's admitting. And Scrappy, he just promised to drop new music that could throw even more shade and spark a whole new round of fire. The streets are buzzing, the blogs are circling, and you know the next leak could flip everything upside down again. So here's what you need to do. Smash that like button right now if you're standing with Scrappy. Drop a comment if you think Jock and Kirk can ever come back from this, or if their credibility is gone forever. And most importantly, hit subscribe with that notification bell on, because when the next betrayal drops, you don't want to be the one playing catch-up through secondhand memes. This isn't just love and hip-hop drama anymore. This is betrayal, revenge, and survival playing out in real time. And the next round is coming. Don't blink. Don't scroll. Stay locked in. Stay locked in.